I thought I wrote a good essay and I was proud of what I wrote, and I thought it really represented me and it represented how I thought about things and how it connected to international crises. But I didn't really have any great expectation of winning, and so getting that email was somewhat shocking to me. And I told my parents, and they were also quite thrilled, but also quite shocked. So it was a very overall thrilling and exciting experience that came out of nowhere. It wasn't included in my essay, but it was sort of the jumping off point that led me on the idea that ended up turning into my essay was the idea that these giant stadiums for soccer and football, I know, American football that is, have became hubs for testing and now for vaccination and stuff for these different organizations to help respond to the pandemic. And I know some of these teams are owned by different people or groups that aren't necessarily from the country the club or the team is based in. So it's another example of how it really is international and different organizations. Like I know the National Health Service in Britain use different soccer stadiums for testing. And so they were collaborating with groups internationally to make sure everything worked better and the response could be more cohesive. And it provided this area that allowed for that. And in terms of natural disasters and other crises besides just the pandemic, I know from different things I've seen in history with Hurricane Katrina and the New Orleans Saints Stadium being used as a shelter. And so all these different ideas of sports as a way that really help bring people together and provide a hub, and the areas where they congregate to provide a hub to help respond and alleviate these crises was just the jumping off point that led to really the essay, the article that I wrote that came about. I mentioned my grandfather in my writing in my article because it was how I developed my love of soccer, and it was my first real connection to other countries and other cultures, and was my initial foray into the world of sports and soccer in a more global level. And I was very excited when I got that chance, and I've never looked back because I'm always so fascinated by different things that I happen to learn about at different times. But so he was really the first person who taught me what soccer was and kind of how the world worked. So it was definitely very a great experience, and I can't thank him enough for it. I plan to use my winnings to help fund my education when I go off to college next year. I hope that I can more specifically, I plan on, even if I don't end up majoring in international relations because I haven't decided what I'm going to major in, I can take classes on many different cultures and peoples and history and try and learn more about what really connects us all and how we're all unique and how everything is imperative. And it's imperative that we learn that so we understand where different people are coming from, so that when we communicate and try and solve these bigger issues that require us to work together, we will already have a commonality, a way to introduce ourselves. And so that we'll already be one step closer to solving it before we even begin.